Hey guys, TRScientist here, and today I'm back for day number 7 of Malicious Compliance, and today I'm doing a extra large story, and I've already found the one that interests me the most, which is called Biohazard Problem. Alright, we'll do whatever it takes. I finally quit my job as a teacher at a small private preschool that has been turning into a dumpster fire for about a year now. As such, I thought I would post my small but satisfying malicious compliance here in celebration. I am a first time poster and on mobile. Disclaimer, do not read if you cannot handle the thought of dirty diapers. Ooh, we got poo in this one. I'm gonna love this. So let me explain some context first. The school was my dream job right out of college, as their mission statement aligns with nearly everything I learnt in school, with current research and whatnot. At first, it was great. I got hired during the pandemic, so there were very few kids enrolled at first, and everything was relatively calm. Slowly, however, everything began to unravel. The owner is new to business and does not know how to balance that with the empathy and emotional energy it takes to run a school with small children. I slowly began to see the dollar signs in his eyes. He was catering to such rich families and would do anything to keep up the front of a perfect school no matter what. He would disregard the teachers' mental and physical health for the sake of his image. He would hold tight to the money the centre made, and despite repeated requests from teachers and the director, it was nearly impossible to get him to invest in anything the centre needed. Examples: more outdoor equipment for the playgrounds, items teachers needed for the week for their lessons, etc. This even goes for things that are posing a safety hazard. The infant toddler playground has a fence lined entirely on the outside by small rocks. The children reach right through, pick one out, and stick it in their mouths. Oh my god. The teachers spent a lot of time corralling children away from the fence. His only solution was to put up some chicken wire on the outside, but only in certain areas, and not even in a main problem area. Apparently, it would look horrible to find an alternative decorative option aside from small rocks around his building. Of course, chicken wire. Really not the safest thing for children, I think. Needless to say, he made it difficult to get anything new or needed for the centre. Then we got a new assistant director. She was okay. She was a former teacher promoted to the position after a former AD moved, but she had very little admin experience or charisma. You need the charisma. Suddenly, with her addition to the team, the admin began to crack down on everything. They started raising the bar on curriculum and classroom standards, and on employee behaviour and dress code. They would add a new thing to the handbook every week as they discovered new things happening they disliked. We started getting at least 2 emails a week with some other new expectation. 90% a negative thing they wanted us to tell us about. And unfortunately, being that the child care system in America is utter garbage and has a high turnover rate of teachers, our school was perpetually understaffed. This made adhering to new guidelines and expectations hard, especially when they were struggling to get us the time we needed away from our classrooms to fulfill their requirements for lesson planning and such. Oh, that's a lot of backstory. So here comes the small but satisfying malicious compliance. At one of our trainings, the AD instructed us on new protocol for diaper pails. If your diaper pail fills up before the end of the day, you can't put the bag in the trash can inside the building, and it must be taken outside and thrown in the dumpster. But the pail should be big enough to last you all day, so we aren't sure why you guys are emptying them out so often. The diaper pails they provided us were super small and cheap. The only way they would last all day is if you're throwing away small sized diapers. The infant room was the only one able to use the pail all day without needing to empty it and replace the bag. My room froze up about 50 to 70 diapers a day. And it would fill up after about 20 of those and would need to be emptied. By the time you got to the 2-year-old room, they had large diapered children and could fit maybe one round of diapers in it before they would have to change it out. Oh, yep. Most of us would have been throwing the diaper bags in the trash can contained in the diapering area. Children would be rarely anywhere near the trash can we used, or if they were, the bag was tied up tight before being thrown in. This was fast and easy and allowed us to get on with our busy and fast-paced day. But no, it posed too much of a biohazard, they said. We teachers suggested that this problem could be fixed if they could get us bigger and nicer diaper pails, or even 2 of them in the older rooms who needed more dirty diaper storage. Most of us had pails that were broken in some way anyway, and the locking system on them was so awful that even my least sneaky 12 months old could get into the pail itself easily. And if you're letting a 1-year-old kid get into that, ooh, we got problems. I caught them gazing into the abyss of dirty diapers several times, but any time we told the admin about this, they didn't do anything to fix it aside from just telling us to redirect them. And yet, throwing the bags away in the trash cans they could barely reach was more of a biohazard. And he says, okay, we'll see about the pails being replaced, but honestly, just take them out to the dumpster. Okay, how are we supposed to take them? How are we supposed to go out to the dumpster 2 times a day when we are ratio locked on teachers in the classroom? Ratio locked. There are too many children for one teacher to legally be allowed to be alone with in the room, so both teachers have to be in the room at all times. Or just call us every time you need it brought out. Someone will step in for you, or they can take it out. Alright? So the next day we do just that. We call when we need it taken out. AD says someone will be over soon. But wait, we're understaffed. And there's always something going on elsewhere in the building. Hours pass, nobody comes. The diaper garbage stays on by the door forgotten, posing more of a biohazard than if it was sitting contained in the garbage can. The other classrooms give up and start looking for other ways to get around the new rule. But my co-teacher, CO, and I decide on a different course of action. We take it out ourselves on our lunch breaks. So CO takes it out on her 11:30 a.m. lunch break to get rid of the large load of morning diapers, and I take it out on my 2 p.m. lunch break to get rid of the lunch and nap diapers. Between taking it out, walking out of the building, opening the heavy gate to the dumpster, throwing it in the dumpster, walking back, this took an extra 5 minutes or so on our lunchtime. Sometimes it would take longer if we had to help out in the classroom for a few minutes before rushing it out and going on break. Eventually, AD asked us why we're throwing our lunches off by a couple of minutes every day. We explained that we do not want the diaper garbage sitting out in the classroom, but it was hard to get anyone to allow us that 5 minutes to take care of it. Oh, AD decides that this is fine, so we carry on with this. Then one day I end up having to do the diaper trash after my lunch. I get into the room to grab the bag out of the diaper pail, and CO asks me for some quick help before I take it out. The other teacher who was covering my lunch was outside with the 1-teacher ratio allowed for our age group, so CO just needed some help before I went to relieve her of duty. Of course, I help her. She also needed a bathroom break, which is not an uncommon request between lunch transitions, since it's sometimes the only time we get to go. Again, it's hard to get people to come cover for you for anything in an understaffed centre. But today, apparently the teacher covering me had been needed back in their home classroom exactly after I got back, because the AD was in that room covering for them while their CO went home, and they, of course, had to do lunches. The AD was supposed to be helping with a meeting with some parents. They ended up being 15 minutes late. Whoops. Whoopsies. Later, I get called to the office just to talk to the AD. They lecture me, ask me what I was thinking coming back so late. I explained my situation. CEO had needed help. We hadn't been told anyone was on such a super tight time crunch, otherwise we would have tried to be even faster about it. We hadn't meant to screw up anyone's day. When you come back from your lunch, I don't want you helping CO. Take out the garbage and come straight to relieve your covering teacher. AD says, wow, alright. I nod and get back to the classroom. I explain the conversation to CO. She gets visibly upset about this. I think she may have talked to the director at that point, because a few days later of following the new law of diaper pail garbage disposal, not helping a single soul even when asked. Coming back 5 minutes late still for every lunch every day. We get a phone to our classroom one morning. CO answers it. When she gets off, she's grinning. That was AD. We can start throwing the bags in our classroom trash bin again. Our method is just inconveniencing them too much and taking too much extra time. Oh Lord, I had a good laugh. And this was months ago. From then until the day I left, we never got the diaper pails. We never got the new diaper pails that would alleviate the entire problem. Funny how a biohazard isn't a problem when the solution would cost them time and money. That's a story. Just, I feel like when you're taking care of toddlers, you had to make sure you're fully staffed. Like, with extra, like, just in case of situations of massive amounts of poo happening. It's like, and I love how it's just like, okay, you got poo, take it outside to the dumpster outside. Not put it in the bin in your classroom. That makes things a lot easier. Just brilliant. Just the best. And with that mega story out of the way, I'm going to be ending this episode here. Links will be in the description to this channel and my main channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. Also, in the comments, let me know what you think of this whole idea. At this point, like, this video is, I've recorded a whole week's worth of these episodes. And I've still got through, like, 22, like, over 3 weeks left. Yeah. Like, 24 days left for the month. So yeah, let me know, is this an interesting idea? Should I continue it? I will be continuing it even if you say no. Because I just have, this is the idea that I had. Anyways, I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.